What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how I plan to make $150,000 in the year of 2019, and we're starting right now.
My hope is that we all get it. Don't give in to the pain, just keep living, cause got dreams I'm striving for. So I'm gonna live higher. I'm gonna live higher. I got dreams.
What's going on, guys? It's Toby Rosario. In today's video, I'm going to break down my exact plan on how I plan to make $150,000. I'm going to break it down so it's a lot more attainable. I'm going to break it down into 90-day increments, and I'm going to explain my whole game plan step by step so you guys can have a better understanding. Let me know in the comments below if this is your first time. Let me know in the comments, and then also let me know what your marketing plan is, what your goals are for 2019. And let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than glad to to comment, or let me know in the comments what your marketing plan is, also what your goals are for 2019 in regards to real estate. Let me know in the comments, and so we can have some engaging conversation down below. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what I decided to do was to break it down. Now I already did a video, so that's why it's already written here, and the video was bad quality, so I'm just going to go over exactly what I talked about. So the goal is $150,000, right? So what you need to ask yourself is, how many deals do I need to, you're going to reverse engineer it. So $150,000, what do I need, how many deals I need to get to that number, and what assignment fee per deal do I need to make to reach that number, right? So what I did was I broke it down. So per deal, I need average assignment fee of $12,500 per deal, right? Now you times that times 12, that's going to equal $150,000, okay? It's going to equal $150,000. So that essentially breaks down. If you break it down, it's about a deal a month. Average assignment fee is $12,500 per deal. So it's a deal a month. So what you need to do is you need to break that down into smaller 90-day increments. That way you understand, you're able to track it a lot better, right? It's easier to track something a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, than something 12 months from now. Does that make sense? So what I did was, so every 90 days, right, I need to be closing, I need to close 3 deals every 90 days. So essentially a deal a month, right? But you're going to break it down weekly with the 90 days. So it's 3 deals, you times 4, right? 4 times each quarter. So that's 12 deals, right? So every 90 days, I need to be closing 3 deals. So how do I plan to get to that number? How do I plan to get to that number? Even though I'm a little behind, I haven't really started my marketing yet, but I will be in the next week or so. So what I plan to do is, this is my exact plan. I plan to do 10,000 total RVMs. What do I mean by total? So I'm going to break it down 5,000 in 5,000 increments. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a list. That list is going to contain several. It's going to fall. That list is going to contain several homeowners. It's going to be absentee. It's going to be vacant, driving for dollars, pre-foreclosure, tax default, code violations. It's going to contain all those lists. I'm going to stack the list, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, so I can explain what I mean by that. So first, I'm going to do a first batch. I've never done I've never done running this voicemail at this type of scale, right? But I want to reach the most amount of people in the shortest amount of time. So that's cost effective, right? Direct mail is very expensive. 5,000 postcards would have been several grand, easy, right? Postcards work, right? But they're just very expensive. You have to pay a lot more per deal. So I started to ask myself, what is everybody doing that they're paying less per deal, right? But they're still making the same amount of money. They're still closing deals, but the cost per lead is a lot cheaper. So RVM is one, and cold calling, and we'll get into the cold calling in a little bit. So 5,000 RVMs, right? So I'm gonna do about 500 to 1,000 a week, okay? 500 to 1,000 winless voicemail drops. So every week it's gonna be spaced out about 500 to 1,000 every week. So it's gonna last me about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how much I do. If I do 500, it'll last me, 500 So 2,000, about 2 months and change, right? If I do 1,000, it'll last me 5 weeks, okay? So I'm gonna buy a list, I'm gonna skip trace them, right? And then I'm gonna be sending them ringless voicemails. On top of that, I'm also gonna be doing cold calling. So that same list, I'm gonna be calling them, asking to see if they would be interested in the cash offer, right? But what I'm gonna do with cold calling, I'm gonna, all those categories, I should say different type of lists, I'm gonna stack those lists. So I'm gonna use that software, Property List Manager. It's gonna list stack all the lists. What I mean by that is, so I can have an absentee owner, okay? It can be vacant, behind on taxes, okay? So essentially what it is you upload 5 different type of lists. You can have a tax default list, probate list, vacant list, absentee owner list, whatever the list you upload, and then it's gonna tell you how many times a particular homeowner shows up on multiple lists. What homeowners are showing up on multiple lists. You see how powerful that is? Instead of calling someone who's just an absentee owner, you're gonna be calling someone who is behind on taxes. The property's vacant. The absentee, they're out of state. They inherited the property. They're behind on their mortgage. That's a higher level of distress than someone who is just who's an absentee owner or whatever the case is, right? So I'm gonna prioritize that list first. So those are the first people I'm gonna be calling. I'm gonna be calling the highest motivated list homeowner avatar first when I start cold calling, and then they're gonna be at the top of my list, and then I'm gonna keep going down the list. And at the same time, I'm also gonna be RVMing them, ringless voicemails. So I'm gonna be hitting them from both sides, okay? And for cold calling, this type of number, 5,000 to actually it's 10,000 lists, right? In order to reach all those people, you have to be very efficient. So I'm going to be using a triple line dialer, and I'll let you guys know which one I chose to go with. There's a lot out there, but I'm going to let you guys know which one I'm going with, and that way you guys can, follow my journey as to see if that one's a good one, what kind of results I'm getting, and things like that. But a triple line dialer essentially calls 3 people at the same time, and whoever picks up first, then you're engaged in that conversation. You can make, I think it's 100 calls per hour. So you want to, because you're gonna have to call a lot of people to get that deal. Because essentially what a cold call is, it's exactly that. It's a cold call, calling someone out of the blue, as opposed to someone calling you from a direct mail piece, letting you know that they're interested. We're reaching out to these homeowners out of the blue and just calling to see if they would be interested in a cash offer. It's a lot harder conversion. But once you figure out, okay, this is the amount of leads from cold calling, 50, 60, 40, whatever that number is. So let's just say it's 50 leads, right? 50 leads I need to get in order to close one deal. So then it's just a numbers game. So if it takes me 50 leads to get one deal, right? I need to tell myself I need to get 150 leads to close 3 deals every 3 months. Oh, every 3 months, every 90 days. So a deal a month. So if it takes me 50 leads, I know I need to get to 50 leads to close one deal. Now it's just a number game. Now I know more or less how many leads I need to get to close that deal. So and also on top of the RVM and the cold calling, I'm going to be doing driving for dollars. Okay, very cost effective. Actually, it's free. All you have to do is pay gas, but it works. And a lot of times, these vacant lists won't show up when you purchase vacant lists, or when you run it through a software where it tells you that it's vacant. This is the most updated list. A driving for dollar. Actually, you driving for dollars and seeing vacant properties is a much more updated list than the ones you're buying, right? Because they could probably sold, or somebody bought it and then they're starting to rehab it, things like that. So this is a more updated version of a vacant list, and this is very cost effective, and it works. And then also, what I want to do is be very, very aggressive with my follow-up, which falls hand in hand with making more offers. I've done a very bad job of following up, and a very bad job of making offers. Okay, so this year I'm going to be really heavy on following up aggressively and then also making offers. You never know what someone would take. So let's recap here. So the goal is 150,000 for the year. You need to ask yourself, how many deals? 12. How much of an assignment fee per deal in order to get to that 150? So if you break it down, it's 12,500. 12 deals for the whole year, a deal a month. Every 90 days you need to be closing 3 deals. And the reason is you want to do it 90 days because you're able to track it every week. So if you're able to track your marketing every week, you can adjust it as opposed to just sending up, just having a broader picture of, oh, I need to get to 12 deals for the whole year. If you do it every 90 days, you're able to track it. It's a lot easier to track every week. So I'm going to do a total of 10,000 RVMs. I'm going to do a first batch of 5,000, get some numbers, get some data, and then I'm going to do another batch of 5,000. And it's going to be about 500 to 1,000 a week. Again, it's going to really depend on how I've never done this amount of ringless voicemails. And I'm going to use slide broadcast, and I'll have the link below so you guys can use that as well if you want. Also, so it's going to be 1,000 a week, 500 to 1,000 a week, depending. We'll see how that goes. And then cold calling. I'm going to be cold calling these prospects. I'm going to be doing cold calls and on top of the RVM, and then driving for dollars, which is always great because a lot of people are not doing this consistently. And then also this year I need to really focus aggressive follow-up and more offers. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if this is your first time again. And don't forget to subscribe. Also hit that bell notification so you guys can get notified whenever I post a video. That's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.